Hey y'all, it's my second night in Nuremberg or Nuremberg. Nuremberg, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, is the way it is said in German, and then, we Americans call it Nuremberg. So this Airbnb is lovely. It's a small, quaint area, but it's all I need. You walk in, there's a little hallway. To the right, there's a bathroom. To the left, there's your bedroom. A few feet down the hall is your kitchen. And then right to the left of that is this living room I'm sitting in now. Not doing a tour because it's a mess. I came in here last night and I came in late last night. Well, I say late. It was probably about 7 or 8, but the sun sets here. It starts setting at like 4 o'clock, so it felt so much later. Came in, went to grab some Mexican food down the street, delicious, and came back home and crashed. And then today I'm exhausted because I got up pretty early, grabbed some breakfast, and then I did this self-guided walking tour around Nuremberg, and this place is absolutely beautiful. So I'll definitely be posting footage of that. So yeah. So this wasn't part of the tour. It was a park that I passed on my way to breakfast, and I just thought it looked so much fun. There's a rock wall, there's graffiti everywhere, there's a seesaw and swings and all the other, typical park stuff. But yeah, I thought it was really cool looking and definitely not something you'd find in the States, especially with the graffiti and the rock wall. So yeah. This is the Old Town Square. So this was very important even hundreds of years ago for a center for trade. And nowadays, typically, there's a Christmas market set up, and it just looks like the picture of Christmas. And, of course, coronavirus, they're not doing it this year. This is the Church of Our Lady clock. They said the best time to get there is at noon. And, of course, I walked up right at that time, like so lucky. Here is that. Now, it's hard to see from this far away, but right under the clock there, the figures are acting out scenes from the Imperial Court, and it's really kind of cool. So this is the old Rathaus. Rat meaning taxes, kind of like the word rate in America. So this is where you'd come and pay your taxes back in the old days. This picture here, that's a picture leading down to the dungeons. This also functioned as the courthouse. And even though there was not like a prison under it, because it was the courthouse, sometimes people were held here, and there was even a torture chamber because apparently during the 14th century that was just a part of everyday trial and court life. So pay your taxes, folks. Yeah, the old Rathaus. So this is one of the oldest churches in Nuremberg, the Church of St. Sebald. Legend has it, St. Sebald was a Danish prince who rejected a marriage to a French princess so he could preach instead. So this is a toy museum in Nuremberg. It was founded by a couple who had a gigantic toy collection, apparently. So unfortunately, I was unable to go in. A lot of museums are closed on Mondays in Nuremberg, so keep that in mind whenever you are traveling. So Nuremberg is kind of all about wine. This is the old wine cellar. Back in the day, in lieu of taxes, the government used to accept wine that was stored here in this wine cellar. But fun fact, this building was originally built in the 15th century to house and quarantine leprosy patients. So fun stuff. Now, randomly in the beautiful center of town is Hinker House, which is also known as Hangman's House, which is where the executioners and their families lived. So this is the Nuremberg Castle. It's somewhat got a bit of a patchwork of architecture going on because it's been around since the medieval ages, and it just kept being added onto after century after century. Also, this was the home of the Hohenzollern family. They were feudal lords. In the 15th century, they were exiled by the city council, but no matter, they went up north and became the emperors of Prussia, and eventually went on to become the first family to be kings of Germany. So they did all right for themselves. Tomorrow, I'll be headed out to Prague. I decided to book a car to drive me straight from here to my hotel in Prague. Honestly, riding the buses and things of that nature isn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Like, once you get the hang of it, you pretty much got the hang of it. The reason I decided to book a car is because driving there is like 3 hours and 30 minutes versus if I took the train there, I think it's like a 13-hour, because it goes all the way up through Dresden. It just goes, I say a roundabout way, but that's just the way the train system, how it flows. So it makes sense. It's not necessarily, anyways, taking a car, saving myself about 10 hours. And honestly, it's probably about the same price. As crazy as that sounds, I feel like there's probably a cheaper way to work the train system. Now, I'm happy now that I understand how to work it in general, but I do need to figure out how to get the passes and different things so I don't have to constantly keep buying bus tickets, train tickets, tram tickets, that sort of thing. I feel like there's a way I could make that more cost efficient. But yeah, I'm super excited. My last train ride, actually, I met this cool guy. We talked on the train for a good minute. Probably about the last hour and a half of our train ride. Then he helped me with my bags and stuff. He carried my bags through the station, and he bought me a coffee. And yeah, he's just really cool dude. So fun times on the train. I don't know if another train ride could beat that. Maybe that's also why I decided to order a car. But yeah, I'm excited for Prague tomorrow. Not excited to wake up at the butt crack of dawn to get there, but hey, maybe I'll sleep in the car. And Nuremberg has been amazing. Thanks for watching. Show your love with a like, leave a comment as to what you'd like to see more of, hit that red bell to subscribe and get videos as they come out, and share with a friend.